George Will is with us now, NewsNation senior political contributor and Pulitzer Prize-winning columnist. Mr. Will, always a pleasure, sir. I guess that along with the choice of J.D. Vance, is a Donald Trump-controlled Republican Party that kind of doesn't have to care about Nikki Haley, right?
I think that's right, Leland. The Republican Party is more united today than it has been since any time since 1984, when they renominated President Reagan. Republicans, Leland, used to fight like cats and dogs. In 1912, it was former Republican President Teddy Roosevelt against incumbent President William Howard Taft. In 1964, it was Barry Goldwater Republicans against the Rockefeller Republicans. In 1992, it was the Pat Buchanan Republicans against the George Herbert Walker Bush Republicans. This year, the party is utterly homogenized. There is no dissent whatever to worry about.
All right, so that means that Team Trump doesn't really have to do much in terms of trying to reach over and across the aisle. This is the party now made in Trump's image. We compare what's going forward, right? This issue of unity as it relates to Joe Biden, who the revolt against him now is continuing. We understand there's a letter being put around among congressional Democrats saying they don't want an early roll call vote to nominate him. They want the party to wait until the DNC. He certainly is trying to figure out exactly what to do in terms of uniting his party against Donald Trump, and he's campaigning during traditionally the quiet period, which is the Republican Party. The opposing party takes the day off. Here he is with the NAACP in Las Vegas.
Just because we must lower the temperature in our politics as relates to violence, it doesn't mean we should stop telling the truth. Who you are, what you've done, what you'll do, that's fair game.
Are we now seeing the problem for Joe Biden, that all he had in 2020 and has now is attacking Donald Trump? Fine, it worked in 2020. Is that why the Democratic Party is continuing to rumble, at least, about pushing him out?
I think that's right. They are worried about down-the-ballot Republicans. And when a president at the top of the ticket is seen as jeopardizing the jobs of all his colleagues, they're going to rebel. The simple truth is, Leland, that everything the president has tried, press conferences with Lester Holt of NBC and George Stephanopoulos of ABC, speeches here and there, everything he's tried since the June 27th debate has failed. It has failed to stop the steady drip of dissent from within his party. That's the person who has to worry about unity, because his party is leaving him. And I still maintain, Leland, there's a not at all negligible chance that he will not be the Democratic nominee.
And I think the one hope that Democrats had, I should say, because Democrats are divided out, that pro-Biden Democrats had, is that this week would be a reset for them, right? That the Republicans would somehow screw up, and never underestimate Republicans' ability to screw things up in this week, and therefore give a chance for Joe Biden to push forward once again with "I'm not Donald Trump." Biden versus Trump swing state polls. Arizona, he's down by 7. Wisconsin, he's down by 3. Nevada, he's down by 4. Georgia, he's down by 5. North Carolina, down by 4. Pennsylvania, down by 4. Michigan, he is tied. If you flipped this in 2016, Donald Trump was down by more than this in each one of these states at this time in 2016 and came back to win. Republicans who are now licking their chops about putting New Jersey and New York and Virginia in play, perhaps drinking a little bit too much of their own unity Kool-Aid here.
I think there's what Alan Greenspan once called irrational exuberance on the part of the Republicans right now. But let me suggest 3 other states. You mentioned just then the 7 usually identified as swing states: Virginia, New Hampshire, and New Mexico. What Mr. Biden really has to fear now are polls showing that some states that were assumed to not be movable by Trump starting to move in his direction. When that happens, you will see an absolute stampede for the exits on the part of Democrats.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.